In Season 4 of Game of Thrones, Joffrey, who was one of the most hated characters in TV history, met his demise at his wedding, also known as the Purple Wedding. When the incident occurred, Tyrion was immediately accused of killing Joffrey by Cersei, and from the outside looking in, I could understand why Cersei would come to that conclusion. Over the first 3 seasons of the show, we see several instances in which Tyrion either hits Joffrey or tries to embarrass Joffrey in front of others. And we also see Joffrey taunt Tyrion after failing to have Tyrion killed at the Battle of Blackwater Bay. We later learned that Lady Olenna and Littlefinger plotted to have Joffrey killed, but it is my opinion that Tywin either was in on the plot, or at some point, he discovered the truth but he failed to intervene. Either way, I'm almost certain that Tywin knew that Tyrion did not kill Joffrey, and over the course of this video, I want to further explore my 2 fan theories. In the first theory, Tywin was in on the assassination of Joffrey. Let's face it, Tywin enjoyed being handed the king under incompetent and easy to manipulate kings because it allowed him to exercise his power over others, and if there's one thing about Tywin, it's that he enjoys being able to control his own destiny as well as build a legacy that everyone will remember. And the fact of the matter is that Joffrey was a stain on Tywin's legacy for a number of reasons. First, there were the rumors of Joffrey being the baby of Cersei and Jaime, and as much as Tywin publicly denied those claims, Tywin was a smart man, and in my opinion, he knew that where there is smoke, there's fire. Just like with Tyrion, because Tywin couldn't prove that Joffrey was not his grandson, he had to pretend that everything was on the up and up with Joffrey because legacy and family mattered the most to Tywin. However, in the back of Tywin's mind, the thought of Joffrey being a bastard would have been easier to digest if Joffrey were easier to control, which brings me to my second point. Joffrey was a loose cannon. Tywin was fully aware that Joffrey was a sadistic psychopath. Tywin knew that if Joffrey was a menace as a teenager, then Joffrey could probably be 10 times worse when he became an adult. And if that was the case, then it would only be a matter of time before Joffrey turned on his family. And let's be honest about this. Prior to Joffrey's assassination, he wanted to cancel Tyrion's Christmas, he had no respect for Jaime, and he stopped listening to Cersei. When Joffrey tried to show up Tywin at the small council meeting, it was the final straw for Tywin. And lastly, when Joffrey summoned Tywin to the throne room and questioned Tywin about the small council meetings, then Tywin knew right then and there that he was beginning to lose his influence over Joffrey, and that it would only be a matter of time before Joffrey had him replaced as Hand of the King. Tywin was fully aware that Joffrey was impulsive, and he made decisions without thinking about the consequences of those decisions. Tywin didn't want to let the situation get out of hand, so I believe that he conspired with Littlefinger to arrange the assassination. Littlefinger then met with Lady Olenna just to make sure that she was on board with the plan, and that's how it was executed. But then there's the second fan theory, which suggests that Tywin may have held out on hope for Joffrey, and that Littlefinger and Lady Olenna acted on their own to kill Joffrey. Once that happened, Tywin, who is a strategist and one of the brightest minds in Westeros, had to have known that as much of a disappointment as Tyrion was to him, that Tyrion wouldn't have been dumb enough to poison Joffrey at his own wedding while standing feet away. With enough digging, Tywin would have eventually learned the truth. But in Tywin's mind, even if he learned that Tyrion was not responsible for killing Joffrey, setting up Tyrion to take the fall accomplishes multiple objectives. First, it rids Tywin of Tyrion for good, whether it be through executing Tyrion or sending him to the wall. Second, at this time in the story, King's Landing was fully dependent on the financial backing of the Tyrells, as well as the alliance of the Vale and the Highgarden armies, and arresting Lady Olenna and Littlefinger would have caused those alliances to crumble, and if Highgarden and the Vale joined forces, they could easily take on King's Landing. So making Tyrion the scapegoat was the logical course of action. And thirdly, Tommen was somebody that Tywin could easily manipulate. We see this during Tyrion's trial, when Tommen recuses himself and allows Tywin to appoint his own set of judges who believe will vote in his favor. Deep down, I truly believe that Tywin knew how much Jaime loved Tyrion, and that Jaime would eventually try to bargain for Tyrion's life, because doing so means that Jaime will return to Casterly Rock to create heirs for the Lannister legacy. You see, good people, Tywin played chess while everybody else was playing checkers. So I never thought for one moment that Tywin really believed that Tyrion was some sort of master assassin. Tywin definitely knew that someone more powerful and cunning was behind the assassination, but he was either in on it or he didn't bother to save Tyrion. But those are my thoughts, and I'd like to know what you all thought about this. Do you agree or disagree with the fan theories? Feel free to leave all comments below in the comment section, and I'll be sure to reply to everybody. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Peace.